I've met up with Barbara here at CES. Barbara, I've known Siemens for years. Your DNA is engineering, automation, electrification. What are you doing at CES?
Well, if you think about it, we're in the middle of a fourth industrial revolution. And in fact, the technologies that have been so vital to consumers, bringing data, communication, all of that together, has now reached the industrial world. What we're finding is the technologies you've seen here for years at CES now apply to everything we're doing at Siemens.
Now, I was at the booth yesterday, and I'll be honest, I wasn't aware of what you were doing with mobility. And wandering around CES for the last couple of days and the last couple of years, it's kind of turned into an auto show. So you have all the autonomous vehicles and lots of stuff with LiDAR, and the cars are level 4 and going to level 5. I wasn't aware of the advantage you have. The infrastructure that's deployed out in the cities, you guys are using that to get to level 5 automation, because you can see what's going on the street before the car or the tram or the whatever gets there. That's quite fascinating.
Really, from Siemens' work with smart infrastructure through to our work in mobility, and then tying in the software we've been building in our digital industries, we now have all the components to understand the system of systems that exist in the cities that affects the effectiveness of transportation.
And what I've seen was what the work you're doing with I'm a person living in New York or whatever city. I want to get from A to B, and it's an Uber and a tram and a scooter. You're kind of building that ecosystem where all of those providers are all locked and loaded underneath. The payment happens seamlessly, and I as a consumer just go, I want to get from here to here, and I can have the most efficient travel and tie it in with the amount of energy that's used and whatever. That's fascinating in terms of competitive advantage.
Well, so think about all of these companies that are providing assets, whether it's vehicles, automobiles, scooters, bikes. At Siemens, we take a different look. What does this look like for the traveler? And we now have the ability to go from end to end on a voyage and give people tools for managing their transportation from point A to point B.
And regardless of the technology and whether it's LiDAR or MindSphere or whatever, as a consumer, I don't really care. I just want value and get from point A to point B.
The built infrastructure now is our greatest asset. Think about the light pole and how it's going to serve us in the future. So we've got all of these sensors available to us, and by the way, we're just rapidly integrating as many sensors as we can, because what we're worried about is safety, security. We're worried about the flow of traffic. We're worried about the sustainability of our cities, the livability of our cities. We can use that built infrastructure as sensory input for us to give us the feedback we need to make improvements.
And what I saw in the booth yesterday, we hear about digital twin of devices, but you're doing digital twin of a city where I could actually simulate, well, if this intersection is blocked or the freeway is closed, how do I reroute traffic? How do I reprogram the traffic lights in real time just to get everyone around?
We've been relying on the ingenuity of individuals to be able to manage our transportation systems. What if we could actually learn from the individuals and get that knowledge built into AI systems so that we can make great decisions in real time, no matter who is actually in the control room?
And we were chatting earlier, it's for the benefit of the individual, but it's also for society. It's the bigger picture, right?
Oh, really, Siemens is a business to society company. We do serve consumers, they are the end users, but often it's other businesses who are our customers. So when we think about it, we're actually bringing value to society to address climate change, urbanization, aging demographics. These are all global megatrends where our transportation capabilities are vital to the future.
And here at CES, Siemens, you have the whole mobility side. You also have the whole Industrial 4.0 side, and I know you were speaking here at the event on that. All parts of the same puzzle?
All parts of the same puzzle, and here again is the convergence of our digital and our physical world. Everyone now is understanding that if they can gather data from their operations, they can understand, maybe they can build new products, maybe they could provide new services, or they can even change business models. All of those things are now within our grasp, and what we at Siemens are doing is accelerating that future.
Well, I'm heading back to your booth this afternoon to chat to some of the senior technicians, guys. I've seen what you're doing with Bentley and others in terms of the electrical digital grid and modeling the grid and whatever. And I was going, oh, how can we can plan stuff and distribute energy resources? Seeing what you're doing with the mobility operating system and the traffic planning in real time and where the people are and where the scooters are and the electric cars are, if you can tie all that together, it's like, wow.
And we've been working as a community, a tech community, on the Internet of Things. Now, think about the Internet of really big things, getting our buildings and our transportation systems, our energy systems integrated. Well, we've needed that mind sphere, operational technology, the middle tier, in order to help us have interoperability amongst all of those components. What's coming next is the convergence of those energy systems with buildings and transportation systems and giving people the controls they need to provide a better environment.
The whole smart infrastructure play.
It is.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kevin.